Hello everyone! Today we are going to be talking about multiplying mixed numbers. Now if you remember, a mixed number is basically a number that has both a whole number, like this guy, and a fraction. So before we even get started, I just want to review how we can change a mixed number like this into an improper fraction, because it's always easier to multiply, to add, to subtract if your number is just one fraction. So that's what we're going to start with. So what I do is I use a special little curly method. We've talked about this before, but just to refresh, what we do is we draw a little arrow like this. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to times the first two numbers, and then we're going to add the one on top. So it looks a little bit like this. We have our numbers 2, 3, and 1. We follow them in that order, and then we put a times between the first two and a plus between the last two. All of this is going to stay over whatever the denominator is. The denominator never changes, so if it's a 3 here, it's a 3 over here as well. And then we just do that quickly. 2 times 3 gives me 6. 6 plus 1 gives me 7. So 2 1/3 is the same as 7/3. And if I drew a little picture, I would be able to see that. So here's 2 wholes and 1/3. I'm going to divide all my boxes into thirds. So these are colored in completely, and then I have 1/3 extra. So that's 2 wholes and 1/3. And if I counted them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's the same as 7/3. So same sort of idea for this one here. I'm going to draw my little curly. And then I'm going to write my numbers in order. I have a 5, then I have an 8, then I have a 3, times the first two, add the next one, and then that is all over whatever that denominator is, which is 8. There we go. So then we do that. 5 times 8 gives me 40. 40 plus 3 gives me 43/8. And now I always do look to make sure I can't reduce anything, but these ones look pretty good to me. So that is how we change a mixed number into an improper fraction. That's going to become in really handy when we're multiplying, because that's exactly what we need to do in order to multiply with mixed numbers. So for example, let's look at this question for a minute. We have 4 wholes and 1/3 times 2/9. Yuck, we do not like that. We cannot multiply with that. As soon as there's a big number involved, immediately no, we have to change it to a fraction, full fraction, not part whole number, not part fraction, but all fraction. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And to save some space, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to write out the spiral, and then I'm going to say the steps out loud, but I'm just going to write the fraction as my answer. So denominator always stays the same, so it's 3. And then I'm going to times the first two and add the next one. So 4 times 3 gives me 12. 12 plus 1 gives me 13. So that's 13/3. I'm timesing that by 2/9. I look really quickly to see if I can cross reduce anything. I don't think I can. So then I'm just going to multiply. 13 times 2 gives me 26. 3 times 9 gives me 27. I get 26/27. And then I can just write my answer up here to show that that is my full answer. I don't need to reduce that. It's not an improper fraction. So I just leave it like that. Let's look at this one here. Now I have 3/8. That one's the fraction. Oh, but there's a mixed number. Let's see what we can do with that one. So 3/8 is going to stay the same. It's a regular fraction, but this we need to change into an improper fraction. So once again, draw my little arrow, and then I'm going to do my steps in my head. Bottom number is 9 because it's a 9 there. 1 times 9 is 9. 9 plus 2 gives me 11. So I have 11/9 there. Now, before I start multiplying, I notice, ooh, these numbers could probably cross reduce. So I'm going to circle them for a minute, and I'm going to do that. So that gives me 3/9. When I reduce that, both of them can be divided by 3. That gives me 1/3. So the 3 became a 1. The 9 became a 3. And now I'm going to do my multiplication. 1 times 11 gives me 11. 8 times 3 gives me 24. And once again, I look. Can I reduce? Nope. Is this an improper fraction? Nope. So then I'm just going to leave my answer like that. And that is how you multiply mixed numbers. Good luck, everyone.